Marvel movies are not like they used to be. I'll be very frank about that. Marvel movies are not like they used to be, like with the Infinity Saga and everything else. And apart from Shang-Chi and No Way Home, like everything's either been like a mid or not too good. Like I'm just talking about the movies, not the shows. Shows, I love Moon Knight and I love WandaVision and Loki. I'm specifically talking about movies over here. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Sick Moran. So just 2 weeks back, I went to the opening night of Thor: Love and Thunder, and honestly, I wanted to make a review about this movie so bad because I have like so many mixed opinions, mixed feelings about this movie that I want to share with you guys today. Because there were some things I really loved, but some things I really disliked and made me cringe in the theater. I'm going to be going over the pros and the cons. So without any further ado, let's begin. Okay, so the pros. I went into this movie with no expectations at all. I didn't expect any cameo. I'm gonna start with the biggest pro. Gore. Christian Bale as Gore was absolutely terrific and terrifying, and he was so good. You could see he brought a bit of that American Psycho vibe to the role. I just really loved his motive and the way he just behaves like a complete freak was really what I enjoyed. But the biggest pro, which is Gore, is also the biggest con, which I will get to later. So Christian Bale was really good. He nailed it. He really nailed it. The soundtrack choices were amazing. Michael Giacchino, is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know how to, but he did a fantastic job with the soundtrack. Like it is elevating, and it was so good. It really matched to the scenes. Guns N' Roses playing in the background, and it really suited the movie's vibe. It had that retro vibe to it, and I really adore that. The cinematography, I really love that. I really, right from the moment the trailer dropped, I was like, cinematography looks beautiful. The sceneries and everything looks beautiful. Yeah, the CGI is a bit off at times, but I just love that cinematography, that coloring, that color grading. Especially in the final act. Was it the no? It was the second act. I think it was at the end of the second act. The black and white battle between Gore and Thor and Valkyrie and Jane. That was so good. Like, you can see like everything is black and white, but there's a bit of color in there. That was so beautiful. I admire Taika Waititi's aesthetic choice was so good in this movie. It is like so pleasing to the human eye. I just loved that cinematography was beautiful, and I was just sitting there admiring the whole thing. Moving on to the cons. Yes, y'all probably like really that many pros. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. As I said, the biggest pro is also the biggest con. God, the biggest pro was the biggest con because he didn't have enough screen time to show how powerful he is. Yet the acting was good. So the acting was good. I'll admit it was amazing. But what he does, what the villain does in the comics, what the villain is supposed to do, he doesn't do that throughout the entire movie. He literally kills a god in the beginning of the movie, and after that, we don't see him kill anything. We just see the aftermath of what he's done. And I dislike that a lot because I wanted to see more of him, you know, doing this, just causing chaos and everything. He's basically the god butcher, but we only get to see him kill one god throughout the entire movie. He had such less screen time. It was it was not enough. We needed more gore. So now the screenplay. I felt the story was a bit messy, and the screenplay was definitely messy. And there's some confusing times. You're like, what is going on? And it's all here and there. The story's all over the place. It was kind of weak. I was trying to expect a movie better than Ragnarok, but I don't think it's better than Ragnarok. I mean, I'm sure it's not better than Ragnarok. Ragnarok was top tier MCU. Like, I'll never forget that movie. It's like in my top 5 MCU movies. Ragnarok just made the character of Thor interesting for me. Okay, runtime. I'm sitting in the theater. Next to me is Ayush, and we've reached the final battle already. I turned to him and I'm like, is this it? This is the movie. Like, is it that short? And I'm so fed up. I'm really fed up. Doctor Strange was 2 hours 6 minutes, but listen, credits are 10 minutes. So if you calculate it like that, Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness had only a screen time of only 1 hour and 56 minutes. The movie would have been so perfect if it was longer because according to what the makers said, they had a lot more things stored. And I'm not talking about the cameos. I'm talking about the story, and I have the same issue with Thor Love and Thunder. The screen time is so bloody rushed. It's only a screen time of like what, 1 hour 55 minutes, 10 minutes of credits. It becomes 1 hour 45 minutes. These are the runtimes of kids' movies, of animated movies. This is a Marvel movie. It's a Thor movie. Don't compromise on the screen time. My message to the Marvel makers: don't compromise on screen timing. This is my honest opinion, but I feel like Marvel is putting more effort on Disney Plus shows rather than the movies. My message to Marvel Studios is, please don't rush your content. Even if you release only like two movies a year and like only one or two shows a year, just take your time. Just focus on quality rather than quantity. Like, you guys are Marvel, you don't have to worry about the hype going down. But if you keep doing this, then the hype's going to go down because people are anyways going to be tired of Marvel. I'm not really tired. I can't wait for the She-Hulk show. The next thing is Thor's arc, which was really frustrating for me as well. Because in this entire movie, I felt like Thor was being treated as a side character. I feel like Thor was just a complete comic relief in this movie. You look at Ragnarok, you look at Infinity War, these movies really just developed his character in such an interesting way. And over here, Thor's just cracking jokes. There's barely any badass moment for him. I can't even find one memorable moment of Thor in this movie. He was just cracking jokes even during serious times. That was frustrating. I'm ending with the biggest con, the humor. When we saw that Taika Waititi will be directing it, we knew it will definitely be a comedy. Ragnarok managed to balance Thor's arc and the humor very perfectly, and the action sequences, like, it is really balanced perfectly. And this movie lacks what Ragnarok had. I'm not even joking. I felt like the humor is written by a bunch of kindergarten students. I didn't know whether to laugh or to cringe. There's a dialogue by Jane's Thor where, she's having a badass moment with God, and I'm like, yeah, finally, this badass moment. She's having a really cool moment with God, and I'm like, yes, this is perfect. Until she says, "Eat my hammer." I don't know whether to laugh or to cringe at how vulgar it is, but this is basically another Ralph Boner of WandaVision, like just adding some vulgar humor to elevate the situation. I don't know whether to clap or to laugh or to cringe. How did we go from "bring me Thanos" to "eat my hammer" is what I will never understand. Marvel needs to really make more projects like Moon Knight, Shang-Chi, No Way Home, like these were, and Loki, make amazing, different, fresh ideas, fresh projects. Don't keep doing the same formula with the same humor and a less runtime, because it's not going to work. In a few days, we're finally getting Comic Con. I just hope Marvel just throws whatever they can at us, and they can break the internet with whatever they reveal. And there's a good chance that they're going to announce the Daredevil show. My message to Marvel is, please don't make it a 6 episode event. Make it, at least a 10 episodes or like 12 episodes, and make each one almost an hour long, like the original Daredevil Netflix show. It succeeded because there was so much story to tell, and you have the opportunity to tell your stories and make it dark. Please don't make it a 6 episode build up for Wilson Fisk. I beg, please don't do that. So yeah, that is my review of Thor Love and Thunder and my message to Marvel. So I'm going with a rating of 7 out of 10 for Thor Love and Thunder. It's a decent watch. If it's fun and cringe at times. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, peace.